You've officially been chopped and screwed. Screwed. Yeah, chopped and screwed. Random thought. Really random thought. But I think if Nick and Alandra were to break up, because I think right now they're back together. So, rumors circulating are saying, but I think if they were to break up again, I just know he's gonna date Kim Kardashian next. Like, Kim Kardashian would date him. I don't know. I could see it. It would be one of, like, honestly, after Kim and Pete Davidson, like, I don't put anyone past her, I guess. Is that, I don't know, that sounds bad, but like, I don't know. But anyways, Kim and Nick, I see it. Do I support it? I don't know. But I really hope that Nick and Olandria do work out. I don't even know any of them. I honestly don't even watch Love Island. But like, I don't know. So I'm just sitting here and I had a crazy flashback of the only time, or at least one of the only times, maybe the last time, I'm not sure, but one of the few times that I've tried to tell a friend about her man. Because I feel like as you grow up, you learn that there's no point in doing that. There's no point in trying to convince your friend to leave their man. There's no point, because they're not gonna leave him unless they truly want to. So there's no point, but there was a point. I might ask a few probing questions to kind of help direct you towards that way out. But beyond that, like, no, I'm not. You know the man sucks. If you want to stay with him, you stay with him until you don't want to anymore. But in this situation, which was, I don't know, a weird one, but I had gone to a concert, a Beyonce concert, with my two friends, and we were in like the big city. So there was things that, like, we wanted to make the most of our trip over there. We wanted to go out. And my one homegirl, her man lived in the big city. Her man at the time. And we pull up to this one club that he tends to frequently go to. Her boyfriend at the time. Mind you, she had asked him, like, oh, are you going out? Like, what's up? So that, like, he could, like, kind of take us with him. And, you know, he was kind of dodgy. He wasn't saying much. And we end up just pulling up to that club and we get in. But, like, we don't have a booth or anything, so we're kind of just standing there. And she texts him again, or she texts him, like, yo, like, are you here? Like, are you coming to this club? Like, you know, I don't even think that she had actually gotten to the point of asking him if he could, like, actually, no, I'm sure she had asked him and told him, like, hey, like, I'm with two other girls, like, we just want a nice night out, like, we just finished the Beyonce concert, so we're now standing in the middle of this club, no booth, which, honestly, like, that, where I'm at, where I'm from, it's, like, I don't know, like, not having a booth in these type of clubs, it's just awkward. You're just kind of standing there, and all the booths, people in the booths are just kind of staring at you, because, like, there's not, like, you can't really stand off to the side. So, well, I guess you could, but, like, then standing off to the side is, like, at the front of the entrances, where then people are starting to come stand there awkwardly at the front, and everybody coming in sees that you don't have a spot, or you go towards the bathrooms. But the bathrooms are small and crowded, and people can also kind of see you from there, but that's besides the point. We're standing by the bathrooms at the back of the club, and she texts her man, and she's like, yo, so like, are you like going out like again? Like, cause he's like taking long to respond, dodging the question. So she's finally like, oh yeah, we're actually here. Like, are you gonna like be getting a booth here? Like, are you going to be partying here? And he's like, no. He basically says no. And then I think he mentions that he's going to he's on his way to a different club. So I think at that point we're like, okay, like, all right, like it's a bust, because I think he was going to a different club. He was getting ready to go to a different club or something, is what he said. Like, you guys, I'm not being clear about this. I don't know why. Like, I'm struggling to, because this happened years ago. But essentially, in the message, he shot down the idea of us going out with him, because he was already picking up his boys to go to a different club. That, or he said he was not going out tonight. I don't know. But he was either on his way to go somewhere else, or he said he was not going out tonight. I think he might have said that he wasn't going out tonight. So we're like, all right, let's go, because we're just standing here looking crazy. So we go to the car in the parking lot. We hear this loud red car pull up, blasting music, whipping it through the lot, parking right next to us. Why does she go like, is that my man? I said, nah. Because like, it can't be. Surely, it cannot be this man that just texted us back. Texted us when we were inside, like literally 90 seconds ago, saying that like, oh, he's not going out, or oh no, he's gonna be like, he's not gonna be going to this club. There's no way that he's parking right next to us. I don't think she told him that we were already at this club waiting. So why does our man come out the vehicle next to us? I was like, oh God. She's like, what? Like, how are you gonna say you're not going out? Or like, how are you gonna say you're not gonna come to this club all the time? Now you're here. Oh my God, it was so awkward. It was so awkward. And then we had to just sit in the car as they argued. And he like genuinely did not care. And we had to act like we couldn't hear the whole conversation. So then I started like, I had to turn the car on and like start playing Beyonce, Cuff It, because I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way. And then we went home, and it was a silent car ride. Like, she just did not say a word. And the next day I went to her place, and I was like, sis, like, first of all, he did not care for you to have a good time, which is crazy. Like, a man should love you enough to care if you have a good time. And like, I don't know, like, he just blatantly lied. It didn't even feel bad about it. I don't know. She stayed with him for another like sorry, I had a little stutter there. How many years after? I don't know. For few years, because I actually don't remember when that concert was. When did Beyonce go on? My memory has been shot recently. I think because I'm really stressed out, or the fact that I got electrocuted a few weeks ago. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I was electrocuted, and I honestly don't think my body has fully recovered. But yeah, I have too much going on to go get checked. Like, I'm unable to get checked, but yeah, And I remember the last time I hung out, like the one and only time I would say I partied with her, was because my one friend, who's not even really my friend anymore, because this story even speaks to the type of dynamic we had, she invited us to her hosting. It was her first time hosting, and the girl brought us all out, and I guess she negotiated for money instead of a bottle. She took extra money instead of the bottle, so she knew she had us all there sober with nothing to do. So she fell asleep. She literally fake fell asleep in the club. Bruh. She had some of us drive all the way to the big city. Or it was like an adjacent big city, like close to the big city, like the area. And she gathered us up. She got us one bottle of like vodka, Smirnoff vodka. This is like years ago. And we all didn't really know each other, but we were excited. And we didn't drink too much of the bottle because we were like, yeah, like let's take it easy. Let's take it easy, you know. We get in there and we're all just standing there and we all just sit down and the girl just starts to doze off. Like it was such an awkward group. And she had so many of us like TDing instead of like trying to figure out transportation. I don't know, I just feel like some people like suck as hosts. Like some people like lack hospitality. They just lack hospitality. Cause like, what do you mean you have us out here? And I don't know, you're not even trying to make sure we have a good time. You're falling asleep in the middle of the club. So me and the one other girl, cause like I had even invited some of my homegirls to come. They left. They were like, well, I got a curfew because like we were kind of young at the time. So they left. And after they left, it was just me and that homegirl, that friend. That's not even really my friend anymore. Her friend. It was just us two. And we just had to walk around and just like kind of dance and make the most of an awkward situation. And I honestly should have did that friendship from there because that just speaks to the type of dynamic me and that friend had, where it was just always like we were